Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Welcome to another Melanin Mondays on Tuesday. You know what I'm talking about? Pardon me for the late broadcast. We had some things that took over yesterday, and we're presenting Melanin Mondays to you on today. But today, last night, I thought about it when I was resting, and I was like, I'd rather do Melanin Mondays on a day such as September 4th. I want to be able to timestamp that date because this day is important. This day is my daughter Wisdom Bella's 5th birthday. She's 5 years old. My princess, my goddess, my star seed. She's 5 years old today. She shares a birthday with Queen Bee. So the nickname of my daughter Bella is Queen Bee. So today is Queen Bee's birthday. She knows she shares a birthday with Beyonce as well. Believe you me. She is very much, and she lives in Houston. So she's tapping into all of that Queen Bee energy. You know, she's the queen Nesut Biddy, and I'm very happy. She is a very she's a centerpiece and the joy inside of my life. Like she is my purpose. You feel me? And it's just a beautiful day. All right. So peace to the family. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to the Beehive. Yeah, Beehive, protect her, protect Wisdom. Wisdom Bella was she was incarnated with Queen Bee energy. Protect her. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Shout out to all of my Virgos, man. Virgos, I'm learning. Brother Rich is a Virgo. Shout out to Brother Rich. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good Virgos in the world, man. Shout out to I believe my brother KB is a Virgo. KB, Ghetto Shaman. You know, shout out to all of the Virgos that are out there. Y'all are some real special people. You know, I'm talking about a very maybe a lot of extreme is a good word, but I don't know. But y'all cool people, man. You know, y'all cool people. You know what I mean? So yeah, anybody that's out there, you know the joy of any parents that are out there, know the joy of seeing your seeds beginning to blossom, beginning to develop, beginning to, unfold. You begin to see all of these gifts come out of them. You begin to see, remember the seeds are teaching us. These star seeds are teaching us. You feel me? Remember, Dr. Valentine taught us that the children, you don't have a book that teaches you how to be a parent. The actual child teaches you how to be a parent. There's no real definitive book on how to be a parent. This is something that the child comes to this planet and teaches the parent. You don't have to teach the child how to be a child. You don't really have to teach the child how to be a child. The child comes out the womb, suckling the breast. The child eventually is going to walk, and it's going to walk and talk and do all of that. That's not something that comes with the parent startup kit. You dig what I'm saying? The child already comes knowing all of that stuff. The child learns on its own as well. So the child is teaching the parent how to become both a better parent and hopefully a better person, because ultimately that's what recreating yourself, better versions of yourself ultimately will do. Even if that spirit came to this planet on its own fruition and is going to live its own journey, even its imprint that it leaves on your soul and your life should be that of making you a more higher level being, both in your frequency, your mind state, your compassion, your empathy, the works, the good works that you just do for mankind, and what you're willing to do to make sure that that seed that you created makes it to wherever it needs to go, because you still have to clear the way, you still have to clear the path, you still have to make the sacrifice. Shout out to my good brother, what's his name, Colin Kaepernick. He's in the ad that's talking about sacrifice. I should have opened up this show tonight with the song Sacrifice. I'm going to end it with that, more than likely. You know what I'm talking about? So they have our good brother Colin Kaepernick in this ad. We're going to talk about that in a minute, because actually this is going to be an interesting conversation tonight. We're going to be talking about this whole exposure of the woke industry, the $44 billion woke industry, and how the woke industry is attaching itself to what people are deeming the consciousness, and how these two worlds are converging, and the pros and the cons and the problems that are being created. And we're going to get into that. But, shout out to these seeds, man. I don't share the sentiments of everybody in outside of what is known as this community or this network or this circle of intellects that we have amongst us, I actually have a very soft place in my heart for these seeds. I come in contact with them. I build with them. They build with me. They talk to me like I'm the big homie. And, you know, we build like I really have some interesting talks with some children who are ageless, but they're in small vessels right now. These are gods and goddesses. These are entities that you have no idea the amount of power that they have come to this planet with. I'm meeting them. So I'm like, hold on. Nah, like, I know I got enough power and influence, and I know I have enough. I got the millions of people, the spirits, the entities, the souls that are rolling with us, that we could make it a better, you know what I mean? We could do everything in our powers to begin to make safe environments, not just safe where they got to hide because they're scared. I'm not talking about that safe, because we don't promote fear. Nobody's running around in fear where we're from. There's no fear mongering taking place. No, we wake up in power. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my good guy, Amari. What's his name? Amari Hadwick. He plays Ghost on Power. I was with him this weekend in Harlem. I have the picture. We'll put that up in the flyer for this program tonight, right? So I built with the brother, you know, building. Yeah, funny part about it, I don't even watch Power. And everybody that watch Power never met Ghost. I don't even really watch Power. Yes, you can't, you know, take my past back and whatnot. You can't revoke my past. If you find out that I'm not a regular Power watcher, I'm actually waiting to binge on it. So I'm gonna wait for the whole thing to go and just watch it in one fell swoop. But me and Ghost were shooting a video for Ghost, is an avid listener, and he said, yo, you'd be surprised who listens and watches to the information that you brothers are disseminating out there. And I got to meet the brother Ghost. He took a picture with me and my son Amir. You feel me? And his mother is very happy as a result of that picture, because she loves her some Ghost. You know what I'm talking about? But I saw him in the movie Sorry to Bother You. That's where I saw him. Bother You. But, you know, anyway, the brother from Power, you know, salute to him and whatnot. You know, I think the name of this program, and we're talking about power. So it's interesting that he showed up in Harlem on Saturday, all days out of all of the days. You know, look at how the great divine speaks in signs and symbology. You understand? When I came on 125th Street Saturday, I had power all on my mind, but I also was thinking like Ghost, and he really popped up in real life, and that's on God. Out of nowhere, he just materialized like ghosts do. He came out of nowhere, because I went across the street and he was standing in front of Aretha Franklin's shrine, right? This is super facts. I put it on Instagram Live. He was standing there worshiping the shrine of the Queen Mother. I know that there was boule. I know that there was sexual harassment at the funeral. They was out there groping and whatnot and feeling on the boobies and whatnot. We'll talk about that, because we did a video where we talked about the Roman Catholic Church, which is known as the Holy See, which is known as Babylon, right? Which is known as the seat of who knows who. And if you don't think that the Holy or the Roman Catholic Church or the Holy Rome, the popes and all of them have not affected the pastors and the preachers, you're out of your cotton picking mind. Because remember, the predatory action was more directed to the young black girls and the innocent girls inside of the black church. Inside of their church, it's more directed to the young innocent boys. It's all about preference with these churches. So we witnessed a grand ritual take place on that stage where the Queen of Soul, Mama, she represented an archetype. The gospel, black soul, you know what I mean? Listen, remember, she was like a healing energy. She was a healing mother energy. Remember, damn near every crackhead's house that I've ever been to used to play Aretha Franklin. I never sold crack. I just used to make, I used to make stop buys at crackhead houses to pick up merchandise because, I had a plug with the fence. And they always would be playing Aretha Franklin. And for all of you crack dealers out there, press 1 if you know what I'm talking about. Crackheads will always get high and listen to some Pink Cadillacs or some motherfucking Bridge Over Troubled Waters. You know what I'm talking about? Like they would tap into the Queen Mama's energy. So she represents an archetype. She represents a generation. She encompasses a whole bunch of memories and a whole bunch of thoughts and a whole bunch of good feelings, though. She's feel-good music. She's soul music. She speaks to the heart chakra. And remember, we have music that speaks to our mind, but we have soul music that speaks to our hearts. It speaks to our souls. It speaks to our everything. It speaks to our beings. That's that magic right there. That's what she had. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I spent about 3 days preparing for the conscious industry lecture that we did in Norfolk that we're going to be talking about tonight, because tonight is going to, I mean, today rather, we're going to be dealing with the conscious industry. Because anytime the Sephora is coming out with a witch, a starter kit, then we got to talk about the $44 billion woke industry. We got to talk about the fact that you niggas, how do you want it? How do you want to have it? You can't have it both ways. Either you want to go commercial with this shit in Hollywood, or you niggas want to stay underground and hidden and whatnot. But if you decide that you want to go Hollywood, nigga, Sephora got the witch starter kit with sage, a fucking pink crystal, you know, a pink quartz, and what else did they have? Some tarot cards. You know what I'm saying? So now any little person or anybody could go, or any chick or whoever the fuck you, any fairy and whatnot could tippy toe into Sephora's and buy a witch startup kit and then get on Facebook or get on Instagram and charge for readings because they're witches and they got initiated in Sephora. That's called the woke industry and whatnot. That's what we're gonna deal with. So we saw the Queen Mother. So he was standing in front of the shrine of Aretha Franklin, paying homage, right? Then we went from the Apollo and then we crossed over across the street to where I have explained it to you is the epicenter or the black dot of black consciousness. And I'm not saying that in any kind of egotistical, egomaniacal, you know, oh, beating on my chest kind of way. I'm just saying that right across the street from the Apollo is the district. Right across the street from the Apollo, my nigga, is a diamond mine. Okay? It's like Kimberly that you can motherfucking find all kind of gems emitting from every given day of the week. That's where Sinetta been cooking for goddamn how many years? That's where Red and Blue been cooking for God knows how many years. That's when anybody who comes on that black dot, they've cooked, and those meals have gone around the world. Henceforth, you have yourselves here in the motherfucking $444 billion conscious woke industry. God damn it. You know what I'm talking about? And there's been other plates cooked up many other places, in mama's basements, and niggas, you know what I mean? And niggas walk-in closets, you know what I'm saying? In bookstores and all over the place. There's been an explosion because we're in a whole nother time. We're in a digital age. The evolution will be digitized. I told us that in 2014. Go and do the background check. The evolution will be digitized. That's a classic. So we're in a new age. So everybody has a time on the stage. Andy Warhol's prediction came true. Everybody has their 15 minutes. So you gotta, you know, it's out there. But that dot right, that spot right there, right in front of the Mark 125th, the place where the supermall, the black-owned supermall that Rudolph Giuliani closed down when they began the economic war or the economic stampede against Black Harlem, to take over Black Harlem and to crush Black Harlem and to turn Black Harlem what Black Harlem is today currently, which is no longer Black Harlem. It's beige Harlem. You know what I mean? It's Soha. You feel me? It's hybrid of a Harlem. It's not Harlem anymore. Nigga, that shit is it's well balanced. It's my Harlem. It's, you know, it's a little bit of everything Harlem. It's Jungle Fever Harlem. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the Harlem that your grandmama knew about. This is some different shit going on out there. So that information has disseminated all around the world. Salute to everybody who plays in the dissemination of that information, right? So that he came over to that one spot and we started building, right? Not very long because there was so many people that wanted to take pictures. I'm talking about Ghost still. I'm still on Ghost. We're talking about Ghost the other day on Saturday when Ghost pulled up. And because Ghost is a big deal to everybody. So I feel like I got to share this information. Like I said, I don't even watch Power. You know what I mean? I watched the episode that just came on Sunday, but I don't even really watch it like that. But I know that you niggas watch it and y'all love it. And rightfully so. If I was into I like good writing. Like I like Boardwalk Empire. I like the writing in The Wire. I like the writing in Game of Thrones. I'm into writing because I'm into complex storylines in the mythos and decoding and other things like that. I'm a natural artist at heart. So I'm paying attention to all of that shit. Camera work, the art, the goddamn costumes. I'm paying attention to the writing, the structure. You know what I mean? I'm giving all of that. And there's only but a few shows that are out there that exist, and even movies that still fit that criteria. That criteria. It's mostly classics that abide by that rule. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, if you never watched Boardwalk Empire, that should be required watching. Why should it be required watching? That should be required watching because that was an HBO produced show that was talking about the Prohibition era, the gangster Al Capone, Chicago mobster, Prohibition era, Lucky Luciano, Al Capone, but they put Marcus Garvey in there. But they put a character that they named my brother Jeffrey Wright. They named him Narcisse Valentine, Dr. Narcisse Valentine, and he worked for the UNIA, and he pushed major dope. He was selling heroin all the way back in Garvey's days, and he was the head of the Harlem UNIA, and he was a street intellect, and he pushed dope. And the mob was tied in, like the way that they, and Chalky, the character Chalky was a legend. That story that the Boardwalk Empire told is a very interesting story because it's time for us to start taking our narrative and putting it into story form the same way that they're putting their stories into story form. The same way that they came out with those documentaries back in the days like Hood USA, all of the DVDs of the documentaries that they were just, you know what I mean, holding up the killers, holding up the snitches, holding up the pimps, like Pimps Up and Hoes Down, holding up the motherfucking stick-up men, holding up the kingpins. The same way that we were able to tell our street narratives and our street stories is the same way that we have to now take our stories of our positive role models, the stories of our gods and goddesses reincarnated, our black messiahs. You dig what I'm saying? The people who defied the odds, the people who actually, you know what I mean? All of that. These are the stories that we have the opportunity because we have the equipment, we have the platforms, we have the followings, or we have the listeners, or we have the viewership. You feel me? To justify all of that. We belong to a $444 billion industry. That's consciousness. $44 billion woke Z generation market target audience. They identified that at 44 billion. That's what they valued it at. You dig what I'm saying? That's why you have Nike behind Kaepernick. That's why Nike gets behind Kaepernick, because they already got the financial report that there's a market worth $44 billion, so they can already go and crunch their bottom line and their numbers. And even though that they know that their stocks might fall and then certain shareholders may sell Nike and white people may burn Nikes, they look at the overall return on the most motherfucking sought after consumer base, and the most sought after consumer base, that is the 17 to 25-year-old, especially from Generation Z, aka the woke market. You know what I'm talking about? The woke market. These Black Lives Matter people and all of the white people and all of these other empathetic people who are backing Kaepernick, who don't even believe in the politics of Kaepernick. They just like the idea that he's the face of the Just Do It campaign because Nike went the route of morality versus corporate, you know, that whole corporate mind state and the corporate structure, which is a disguising of what is known as white supremacy. It is the corporate version. It's the It's the UCC legalese changing of a lexicon version of the system of what people are identifying as white supremacy, corporate culture, corporate America. You know what I mean? All of those corporations that niggas be playing in, all of those industries, all of those fields. So when we say conscious industry, we're saying that we have the opportunity at this small precipice, at this small moment, at this small window in time to begin to take a hold, to grab the bull by the horns, to step up collectively, to step up as a network, to step up as a membership. You dig what I'm saying? To step up as a group and as an investment group. You dig what I'm saying? And begin to take control of certain industries before they come in and completely wrestle it from your hands. You niggas is running around thinking that you got the brouhaha shit on lock. Well, guess what? Sephora said this. I'm going to read the article that Sephora wrote. You feel me? I'm going to read the article that they wrote where they said specifically, we are coming into, we want to be known as the go-to. We want to be known as the, let me read it verbatim. How y'all doing in there? You know. And thank you everybody that's donating and putting up some bread for Wisdom Bella's Earth Day. You know what I mean? We got to make sure the princess or the young goddess is good at all angles. You know. All right, let me pull that up. It didn't copy in the thing. But basically, Sephora, which is a perfume company, is presenting in October what is known as a Witches Startup Kits. And the Witches Startup Kit is going to consist of sage, is going to consist of a pink quartz crystal, is going to consist of tarot cards, and it's going to consist of something. But on the cover of the box, on the advertisement, on the actual, you know, the advert, when you break it down, they have a deity with rainbow horns and whatnot. It's just when you break it down, it's talking all kind of crazy symbology and whatnot. You feel me? It's appealing to a whole nother audience. Now they're actually creating a conversation because remember they have the quote unquote white witches, you know, responding to this stuff saying, oh, you're taking white witch culture and you're appropriating it, and you're taking white witch, you know, white witch, this is what white witches do, and this is what, trying to act like that's their shit. That don't got nothing to do with them. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're Wiccans and whatnot. Like, you know, when you read about the Salem witch trials and whatnot, you know, those weren't the original, you know what I'm saying, witches and whatnot. Why doesn't anybody talk about what happens to the Brujas? The persecution that the black witches get, the persecution that the black witches were having during the Inquisition and the Reconquista, ever since all the way back then, all the way up until now, when they were taking over the Caribbean and whatnot, when the conquistadors were putting heads on stakes for miles and whatnot in the Caribbean, burning all of the Brujas, burning all of the opium men, you know, doing all of that stuff that they do, persecuting them. So for this company to come along and say that they're coming up with the starter kit, you know what I mean, for witches and whatnot, that is a perfect example of consciousness is going to look like, feel like, and smell like. And there's really nothing that you could do at this point. You know what I'm talking about? The only thing that you can do is you can begin to get with some of these professionals who are consultants that are out here who could walk you through starting up your independent business, starting up an e-commerce business, starting up a click and order business versus, you know, even brick and mortars, how to tap into the funding that's available, the loans and whatnot, even the equity crowdfunding. That is something that a lot of these networks are beginning to get into and reconsider. And even the reward crowdfundings like Indiegogo's, GoFundMe's, what's the other one that was popular? Kickstarter, you know, Yeah, Forex is definitely the way to go. We're going to be doing some Forex classes as soon. Well, the fall is on its way. The fall is right around the corner. When the fall comes, we're going to be announcing some major changes and whatnot. So look out for some of that Forex information to be reaching the family. I want to combine these different blocks of Forex, masters. I call y'all Forex fortune builders. You dig what I'm saying? And salute to all of my brothers and sisters that are out there utilizing this matrix, doing what Neo and them were doing. You know what I'm talking about? Doing what the Silver Surfers do. You were tapping into those zeros and ones. You were the true sorcerers. You on your Doctor Strange / Morpheus Neo shit these days. You know what I'm talking about? You getting that digital cash. You on your digital dash, getting the digital cash, and you're playing with these numbers, and you're showing people that this shit is all about the numbers, the zeros and the ones, the yeses and the nos. You know what I mean? The same computer language that people are this running the world right now. That's the same the divination language. That's the same language that they're using in West Africa. That's the same language that they're using when they're throwing pennies and bones and stones and twigs and you know what I mean, and nuts and cowrie shells. Zeros and ones, yes and the no's. Like, get into your algorithm, get into your computer languages, get into PHP, get into Ruby Rails, get into, you know what I mean? It's a ton of them. CSS plus. I'm sure that they're my experts that are out there. Name some of them. Put some of, I ain't the motherfucking the techno dictionary at this point. I'm not techno Google, but drop some names, you know what I mean? Because I don't know all of them, but I know enough of them to know that our people need to get into that so they can start programming reality. How dare you niggas claim to be magicians and creators and all of this fancy fluff that you niggas talk about, but you niggas can't create an app. Talk to me. And you niggas can't create an app. You know what I'm talking about? Or you niggas can't create a motherfucking artificial virtual reality world that I can look at when I put my Oculus on. You can't make reality come to life when I put on some fucking goggles. So where's Travis at? Stop trying to be God, man. I gotta give you niggas some Travis, man. You know what I'm talking about? There's rules to this shit, man. There's really rules to this shit because people don't understand that we're living in a different time. We're living in a different era. A lot of that old shit, that stone era magic that niggas be trying to talk about that they running with, that doesn't apply to this digital era. You niggas is Flintstones coming to a Jetson party. What are you talking about? And then it's talking about just know what this about. Like, because they can play with stones. No. They got in Silicon Valley. They got in Silicon Alley. Them little niggas in Africa is guarding. They got in East India. You know what I'm talking about? They got in that black girl's clothes. That's where they got in that. They got in that Google, that iTunes was guarding. They got in that YouTube. They got in that Instagram. Writing those algorithms, selling that data, nigga. Like niggas is moving that work. Like shorties is moving that box. What are you talking about? They're running the world of atoms versus bits. They don't care about the physical world. Amazon, niggas don't own nothing. And they the top, they at $1 trillion. What you talking about? So that's what we need to be talking about. Well, that's what we talking about. I mean, that's Facts 2020. That's the paradigm shifters. Shout out to all of my paradigm shifters. I have a major announcement. September 15th, right around the corner. September 15th. We are going to be in DC. All of the paradigm shifters. Let me give you a rundown of who will be in the building. This is going to be monumental. This is going to be important. This is going to be special. This might be a once in a lifetime thing because who's telling if all of the same people were going to be in the same building ever again? You know what I'm talking about? So on September 15th, I want y'all to pull up and come to DC. If you can't make it to DC, I want you to get the live stream. We're going to be in the Capitol. We're going to be in Trump's house. We're going to be in Chocolate City, what they call it, right? Chocolate City, what they call it. We're going to be in the the land of the land of the Constitution, and it's gonna be the brother Derek Grace, right? Shout out to Derek Grace, the brother Riza Islam, my brother Ben X, my brother 19 Keys, my sister Ajna from the Healing Place. If y'all don't know who that is, well then please go to Instagram and put _ AJNA, Ajna. She is the goddess is doing monumental things. She has a large following. She has a large family. I don't even like calling it following. She has a large family. She has a large movement. All right. And she's dealing with pure healing, no judgment zone, all love, killing them with love. That's the key. Love is the key. You feel me? So the name of this, it's not a lecture. The name of this gathering is called The Vision for the Future. Ben X, Riza Islam, 19 Keys, my good brother from Wealthy Minds, Billionaire Pa, Ajna Sora, Pop Darby, Derek Grace, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Riza Islam, and it's going to be his. Okay? And we are known as the Paradigm Shifters. That's the collective of us that are out here doing monumental work and presenting solution-based, you know what I'm saying? Solution-based results. All right? Solution-based results. Shout out to Jay Morrison. We are going to be in Brooklyn supporting him today at his outdoor class that he'll be having in BK September 4th in Brooklyn. We're going to pull up to that. So salute to everybody that's doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing. I have, nothing but respect for you, nothing but adoration, you know what I mean? Nothing but salutes, you know what I mean? For what it is that you do, shout out to you and yours, because that's the name of the game. The only thing that we here to do is the work. Anything else is uncivilized. Anything else I don't even talk about it, because it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me whatsoever. It doesn't pertain to me. So I'm keeping it, focused. I'm keeping it focused, and the focus is on the solutions. The focus is on being able to, commodify and legitimize the social entrepreneurship that we're partaking in. The focus is on to network and to build. The focus is on to finally, put into fruition a lot of people have been putting together collectively, even behind the scenes, because believe me, you have no idea what goes on behind the camera. You think everything is on YouTube, then you're sadly mistaken. You know what I mean? And you're woefully innocent. I mean, you're so naive that it's sad. Don't ever for 1 minute think that 10-minute segments with somebody's pressing record on their phone, or 1 hour on a camera in a 24-hour day is the culmination of all of the conversations, all of the events, all of the things that transpire in everybody's lives on fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever think that. I know that they say if it's not on YouTube that it doesn't exist, but that's, we would have to take that one to court. There's a lot of things that are not being recorded in life. So, yeah, corner classes is the name of what Jay Morrison does. Corner classes. When he comes to your city, make sure that you pull up, bring a friend, you know what I mean? And let the brother tell y'all what's going on and inform you in real time and in the flesh. Because there's a difference when you see somebody in the flesh versus when you see them on your phone on that Black Mirror. It's a electricity that people emit when they live in the flesh. I don't know about you, what I'm talking about, but I let my light shine, you know what I mean? So if you meet me, it's going to be different than when you see me on TV or when you see me on your phone and whatnot. It's just a whole different energy. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I might even be calm. I might be more laid back, because I don't walk the streets like this. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to people, I'm not talking like that. Like, that's not what I do all of the time. I'm mostly just chilling. You know what I mean? Like the lion in the jungle. Random. Let me just funny story. The other day, I decided to take a trip to the zoo. Right? Hold on. Let me give it. I decided to take a trip to the zoo. Right? And I discovered I wanted to see, I live near the zoo, so I wanted to see what are the animals lived near me closest in the zoo. So I went to the zoo and I got on my, I got on my Galileo. So I realized that right next to me in the zoo, since I've been living here, and these are like animal totems, but these are like animal like energies. These are primal energies. And if anybody's listened to some of my broadcasts, I've spoken about the power of the primal energy versus the domesticated energy versus the energy that people think that they can figure you out and put their thumb on you. Like when you're in corporate, how they motherfucking, how they domesticate you, how they corporate a nigga, how they put their thumb all on you. No, I'm talking about that primal shit. So I found out that I share a living space with hyenas, African wild dogs, and giraffes, my nigga. And giraffes. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're right there. Like I've been picking up on that energy for a very long time and I didn't know what it was. So I live near the hyenas, the African dogs, and the giraffes. And I went to visit them the other day and I was talking to them and, they were explaining, the predator mind state. You dig what I'm saying? That predator mind state, that primal energy. You dig what I'm saying? That primal energy. Remember, hyenas have the strongest jaws of any mammal alive. Like these motherfuckers have jaws of steel. If they lock onto you, it's a wrap. They roll in packs. They run down on lions and chase them down. You dig what I'm saying? They run down on lions and chase them down. And it's just an interesting energy. I'm doing more research in them. I'm gonna even start probably even Ogun energy all day. That Ogun energy all day. Like even when I was doing my research, they were talking about the hyenas was said in certain African cultures to have that motherfucking that Ogun energy, those spirits. But I'm gonna even take it further because I did my research. And when we talk about the place that we're all from, which is Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C, and Brother Blue Pill broke down cosmically that is what is known as the dog star. You understand? And he came to say that, yeah, when they say life's a bitch, or when people are calling women bitches, you got to understand the female dog is serious and the male dog is serious too. So when I did the research on the African dog, the one that I'm sharing a circumference with, that I'm living with, right? Because I hear them howling and everything. When I do the research on the African dog, not only is it prehistoric, but it predates all kind of dogs. It predates all of them shits. So it is the father. So it is basically, if Sirius had a totem on this planet, it would be in Africa and it would be the Africa dog. So the totem, the African goddamn, is and then let's not even talk about the giraffe. The giraffe has so many interesting facts about it. The giraffe is so dynamic of a it's majestic. You know what I mean? It's majestic. So, that was just that was a tidbit and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? That's going to help me with my altar. That's going to help me with summoning certain kind of energies and tapping in, because that energy is extremely strong as a result of me even tapping into that. Now I'm knowledgeable about the energy that has been, in this area that I'm in, you know what I mean? In my circumference. So, the hyene is one of first God's name. I didn't see. There we go. I didn't even know that. You learn something new every day. Anubis, Ampu. So, that was something that I wanted to share with the family. I was debating on sharing that, you know what I mean? But, I was like, fuck it. Let me get that out there. Because I know I'm going to learn. I want to learn more about the hyena. I want to learn more about that African wild dog. Like, That might be my morning meditations, is just chilling with them every morning, tapping into that spirit. You feel me? So, you know, him blue pill pointing that out, and then me seeing that animal right there, like that was a real deep eye opener. You know what I mean? That was a real deep eye opener. You know. Hit me on my inbox, brother from Seattle. Hit me on my inbox so we can link up. Anybody that wants to reach out, just hit me on the inbox. Don't put your public information out there. Hit me on the DM or the inbox, and I will reach out to you, and we can build, and we could, you know, do whatever needs to be done and whatnot. So, like I said, I don't want to get too far off subject. I want to get back to this thing that's taking place with what we know as corporate America and the embracing of what is known as consciousness that everybody claims is so sacred to them. Remember, Nike is the same company that did what? Nike released the Marcus Garvey Uptowns. Do you remember that? This was just recently. And we got our good brother in Atlanta, right? Shout out to my good brother Tyreek with the black. Let me show you. You see these right here, the Nagash, right? So my good brother is giving Nike a run for their money, right? This is all professionally done. This is Nagast. This wasn't made in nobody's basement. You know what I'm talking about? This is not a science project. This made in China, mama. So he's shown Nike that if Nike is watching, if Nike pays attention, they're like, yo, that red, black, and green market is booming. That woke market is booming. You know what I mean? Like that conscious market is booming. We're going to make our own version. And they come out with the Marcus Garvey sneaker and a whole bunch of other stuff with red, black, and green. Then, like I said, a report comes out where they're like, yo, this is a viable marketplace, because they're looking at the numbers of Kaepernick's jersey selling and whatnot. So first they get behind Serena because they don't want her to wear a cat suit. Ooh, that's mad deep. Like, you know what I mean? Fight the power. Then they go ahead and they get behind Kaepernick for the Just Do It campaign. Like I said, knowing that even if they lose market share, or even if they lose certain individuals who have been collecting Nike, that market is not as desirable as the urban market. Them rednecks ain't buying Nikes the way the Ray and you know what I mean? And Cyrus is buying Nikes. What y'all know about this? The Blend Jet. I don't want to do no shameless plugs and whatnot because I ain't getting a check for this shit. But King Simon had recommended it. It's a blender on the go. Okay? A blender on the go. Why nobody couldn't smoke no weed and think of that one? You know what I'm talking about? You could have had a few M's in your bank account. You know? That's called innovation. Simple innovation. This is going to blow. A portable, because I could take, look, I don't need no plug. I'm blending shit with no plug. Look, no hands. You know what I'm talking about? It crushes ice and all of that. So you could go right to the vegetable stand, buy some shit, break it up, put it in the blender, put some water in there, put some mango juice, put some almond milk. You know, I don't know about that other shit. And you got you a smoothie on the go. You know, put all of your herbs in it. If you're detoxing, maybe you may be deworming. You know what I mean? Maybe you need some energy and whatnot. You're taking your maca powder. You feel me? You may be taking some black seed. You drip some black seed oil in there. Whatever it is, here it is. You know, conscious industry. Even though this company has come out with this, I promise you, BlendJet got the intellectual property from somewhere in China that anybody could put their name on this thing. BlendJet is just the one who bought the licensing to put their name on this device. This device right here is a patent. You feel me? You could put your name on it. So conscious industry How dare we all conscious and health conscious and whatnot. Health is wealth, and the health and wellness industry is in the billions of dollars. And there's so many people that look like us in Whole Food. Even my guy from the Cosby Show is in Trader Joe's bagging shit up, right? So we should be owning something like this, an apparatus or a product like this, and selling it amongst what? Our network, like network marketing, your circle, your immediate circle, your membership. You know what I'm talking about? If these platforms that had 100,000, 200,000, 300 and 500,000 subscribers, you know, if only a percentage of them would go ahead and get themselves something that they know that they need, then you will understand what it is to paint the picture that I'm trying to paint. You feel me? The answers and the solutions and the demonstrations that we need to take place are very close in front of us. Okay. And it is our job and our duty to continue to build that ladder and to push, you know, and to develop that narrative like we've been doing. Okay. Just, you know, just continuing with the cloth. It's just a continuation of cloth. Now we got the broth. This is broth talk. Soon will be lamb talk. Will be lamb talk. So yeah, you niggas don't like market. Nike's research department is $1 billion market. Their research and development, they know how to ask certain questions, and they know what's popping all the way on the ground level, on the ground level. Like I won't be surprised if they start putting out some Hebrew stars and some ox in a minute. You know, so you know that has a lot to do. This push that we see going on has a lot to do with a lot of the artists, mainstream artists, wealthy mainstream artists, might I add, right? Such as Diddy, such as B. Beyonce promotes a plant-based diet. Beyonce promotes African spirituality. Beyonce promotes the Oshun. Beyonce and Jay-Z on his album promoted the spirituality and all kind of things on his album. Beyonce promotes, like I said, green plant-based diets, eating healthy and whatnot, veganism. My brother told me he was blown away by how many people from the projects in the Bronx are vegan. You dig what I'm saying? These niggas is hard body vegans. Like, nah, I don't eat nothing but that vegan food, right? And salute to all of them. So, you know, hold on. Veganism is a scam. Why would you say veganism is a scam? Somebody said veganism was a scam. I'm just trying to find out what the hell that means. How could veganism be a scam? Eating healthy is not good. Like you don't believe in eating healthy. You don't think that that's beneficial in your diet because you eat pork. Exactly. What am I drinking? This is some almond milk with some plant protein powder. Yep. So my thing is this when it comes to diet. Whatever works for you, bro, whatever you're going to get into, right? That's going to speak to your body. That's going to wake your body up. That's going to make things change when it comes to your energy level, right? When it comes to a lot of things, your bowel movement and things of that nature. You know, everybody's not going to jump into it feet first. You got to get in at the level that you're comfortable at and work your way up the ladder. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, going back to what I was talking about. So like I said, this vegan market is huge. If you're going to be a vegan, you might as well participate in the market. You might as well participate in products and services in that market. That would just be some advice that I would give to you. It's not law. It's not something that you have to do to be conscious. It's not a conscious commandment. You dig what I'm saying? It's none of that. It's just my advice to say, look, I think you would fare better if you got into crops. All of you weed sellers that are out there, especially if you're getting cased up as a result of it, and you know they're legalizing it everywhere, but you're still on probation and parole, and there's still people laid up for mad years because of the crop. You know what I'm saying? So there are other crops that can sell. You know what I mean? There are other crops besides marijuana that can sell. Hemp can sell. You dig what I'm saying? Cotton can sell. Cotton is selling. Cotton will never stop selling. You feel what I'm saying? You know, spices. There are all of these spices that sell. Avocado sell, banana sell, oranges sell. You know what I'm talking about? Watermelon sell. Maybe everything doesn't sell like marijuana sells, but god damn it, it sells. It sells. Believe me when I'm telling you this. You should get into agriculture because there's no culture without agriculture. So we have to begin to not just envision that, we have to begin to tap into that. We have to begin to develop ourselves in agriculture marketplace, an agriculture industry, an agriculture distribution center. We have to be the ones that are going to take a charge on our culture, and it starts with agriculture. Maybe it won't necessarily start with agriculture, but agriculture is a part of facts. Food, agriculture, culture, technology, strategy. There's other ways of saying it, but yes, we have to get the agriculture. You dig what I'm saying? So programs where, such as with the paradigm shifters, unity as well, facts 2020, what we're talking about doing and what we're going to do, especially in the 2019 calendar year, shout out to 19 Keys, on the heels of 2020, because that's when the actual initiative is going to launch. We're going to be campaigning. We're going to be signing up. We're going to be traveling around the world, starting with America first. We're going to be traveling through cyberspace. We're going to be in all of your phones. We're going to be in many different corners of the world doing the work, but gaining this membership, building up our membership, building up our movement, building up the numbers that are needed in order to make what needs to happen, right? Almost at a push of a button now at this pace. When it gets to that level, at a push of a button, because thousands of people working at once is historic. It's monumental. It's something. It's a challenge the niggas should put themselves up to every now and then. Every now and then, right? So we have our membership site is about to launch. KTL Media, KTLmedia.com is going to launch one day this week. I think we're going to premiere it at the 9:15 event. So just be a little comfortable, fall back, sit back, and just watch and see what we do. Let me give you the information to this event. We're going to be at the Union Temple Baptist Church, 9:15 in Washington, D.C. The Union Temple Baptist Church, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Vision for the Future, Brother Red Pill, Brother Ben X, Brother Rizza Islam, 19 Keys, Billionaire Pa, Ajna Sutra, Pop Darby, and Derek Grace. All right. That's going to be history right there. So pull up. You know what I mean? Pull up. If you're about them solutions, if you're about that work, if you're about tapping in, if you're about healing, if you're about love, if you're about unity, if you're about cooperating, if you're about organizing, if you're about results versus problems, you dig what I'm saying? If you're about integrity, if you're about character, if you're about some stand-up individuals versus some weird niggas, you know what I'm talking about? If you're about gods versus these niggas that are trying to be gods, then you'll pull up on the 15th and plug in. Yeah, this is slime language. Fuck is you talking about? Backlit bookies, nigga. You know what I mean? If you want to pull up, man, and plug in. You know, my brother Derek Grace teaches you how to arm yourself. He's a pro advocate of busting, of getting your hammer or your ratchet or your motherfucking arms or your guns up. And he teaches his children how to bust their ratchet. My brother 19 Keys is a scientist when it comes to the mind. He's also the brother behind the whatchamacallit, those headbands. Let me show you. I got mine unfolded. I was banging the other night. Yeah, he got the bandanas. You know what I'm saying? Brother got the popping bandanas, the God bandanas. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Copper Child. He's doing a Copper Child, the Copper Mike Challenge and whatnot. See that Black Panther? You see that J? You see them arrows? You know what I mean? This is my Copper Crown. You know what I'm saying? I got the Kaepernick jersey on, Chopper Down in the Copper Town. I got the Copper Crown. You know what I mean? Shout out to Copper Mike. Look at this. Conscious industry. Conscious industry. Conscious industry. Okay? Conscious industry. Keep talking that shit. Book coming soon. I ain't gonna talk about it. I don't need to talk about it. I'll give you a book and I'll upload a 5-hour lecture where I'm talking my shit. Maybe it'll be only for the patrons. I think it's just for the patrons. I'm gonna give the patrons 5 hours and I'm gonna give y'all 50 minutes. You know what I'm talking about? Because game is to be, and membership is important. You know what I mean? Philanthropy is even more important, and patronage is even more important than that. So you cannot, nothing can get moving without that. You know what I mean? We got the building block. Don't worry, we got the movie coming and all of that. That's a note. We did all. You know, our patrons were responsible as well. Shout out to my Patreon family. Yeah, I had a part to play in that, but we went ahead and foot that bill and put that little episode 1 together. But for the future, for the things that we're doing and we're building, that's going to be a group effort. That's going to be a part of the collective. Okay. I Skate New York is Copper Child's Instagram handle. The letter I skate, like skateboard, NY, New York. I Skate New York. Go and check him out on the gram. He'll get a custom copper crown to you in no time. Your color, your whatever you want. Hit him on the gram. That's my good brother. Let him handle that. He'll take your order. Okay. Patronage is loyalty, right? Patronage is loyalty. That's the best way that I can say it. All movements had a level of patronage that was behind them. You dig what I'm saying? So patronage is loyalty, you know. So Red Pillar, Patreon / Red Pillar, in case you were wondering, you know, I'm talking about reading mine. So Patreon / Red Pillar. So shout out to all of my patrons. I love y'all. Y'all are family. Shout out to all of my Facts Initiative members. Y'all are family. I love y'all as well. You know what I'm talking about? And shout out to all of the KTL family. Like I said, the website, we have an app-based website, meaning that it's app-based. It'll be a token, it'll be an icon on your phone as an app, and it's our website that can handle all of the stuff that we're doing. And that will be launched on the 15th. So look out for that. All right, look out for that. So yeah, moving forward, my brother Ben X is a wonderful information disseminator, along with brother Rizza Islam. These brothers are at the forefront of digital new media coming out of the Nation of Islam. They are leading the charge, in my humble opinion. It might not be like that on the scoreboard at the Nation. I'm not sure. I don't know if there's even a competition, because all of them are shining lights. Wesley Muhammad, Nuri Muhammad, brother Ben X, brother Reza Islam. I'm proud of all of these brothers for the monumental work that they're doing in the lives that they're able to affect. If you don't listen to them or you don't know about them, then why would you even care? They didn't affect your life. I'm talking about the people's whose lives that they have affected. I know some people personally. I know some people who put down the marijuana because of what brother Wesley Muhammad was talking about with the weed. And now, as a result of his information, I don't just smoke regular marijuana from anywhere. My stuff is, you know, it's the real deal. Holyfield, like, you know what I'm talking about? It ain't no GMO. So that helped me out. He was saying that the weed could turn people's genome. It was messing with people's chromosome makeup, meaning that it could manipulate your genes. Henceforth, why you might see some people going about their business these days looking a little off. Go and pull up the Breakfast Club. Wesley Muhammad, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Okay, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he went in. So, you know, the whole clip, man. Everybody in the shifters is doing monumental work. Pop Darby got Unity as Health. Sister Ajna, I got to talk about her real quick. She is the truth. I mean, I promise you, the only one of the sisters who used to give me chills like this was what was her name? Alexis Tyler. I believe that Alexis Tyler back in the days who did Pussy Power, right? She used to give me chills when I heard her. Her information was so raw. Her delivery was so rapid fire. It was hitting on chakra levels and all kind of stuff. And she was easy on the eyes. Holla. So now this new sister, the energy that she brings and she represents, I'm bringing up that sister Alexis because she reminds me of her. And she's dealing with a love energy, and she's dealing with a fierce warrior-is Sekhmet type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Grounded in love, but she coming with her sword and whatnot. So she's gonna be there. I talked to her on FaceTime, but I'm finally gonna get to meet her in person. I'm honored. This is gonna be a moment for me. This shit is goals, facts. You know what I'm talking about? This is goals. You know what I mean? The underscore AJNA Ajna Sutra. Go and look her up. Check her out. I'm honored to be in a movement with this sister. I'm honored to be in a crew, a group, a network. You know what I mean? And the sister's a part of that because she's doing big things and she's going big places. She's definitely going big places. So that's gonna be legendary on the 15th. You could play with it if you wanna play games. You stay home if you wanna. You missed the live stream. That's on you, Jack. Shit. Life is about experiences. If you niggas don't want to live, I understand it. But we're giving you opportunities to tap into some good experiences that you can add on to your motherfucking book and your novel. You know what I mean? I was gods. You don't get to say that every day. I made sure I never missed none of the lectures that took place in New York City during the golden era of lectures. This is not the era of lectures in New York City. You know what I mean? There was a golden era. There was a time when the lectures were gone. You know what I'm talking about? Before YouTube. You know, the YouTube thing has balanced things and changed things and whatnot. It's a disruptor. But during that era, I made sure I was at every single lecture. That was a must. I don't care who was talking. That era would probably be identified as 1999 all the way to 2014, 15. There's two eras. It's 1999 to 07, 08, right? 99 to 08. That's one era. That's one window. When that closed, then you had an era of 08 going into like 2014 where shit was still being done here and there. There was still some things taking place, but it wasn't nowhere near the level of the lectures, nowhere near the level of information, nowhere near the level of value and respect. Aretha Franklin, RESPECT, my nigga. Remember, respect adds value. So when the teachers were respected, when there was a higher level of respect, before the disrespect, before people came and burnt down the motherfucking temples and knocked down the statues and burnt down the museums like they did in Brazil, burnt it to a motherfucking crisp, burnt down all of the artifacts, burnt down the motherfucking ancient American artifacts on this planet. As the conversation begins to heat up between Aboriginals and brothers and sisters who are claiming ancestry from the continent. And in my humble opinion, there should be no argument. There should be a collaborative effort for everybody to identify oneself, because everybody has a right to identity. And no one man could tell any one man, woman, or child where their blood descends from and where they come from if they don't have the genetic DNA information on that person. You just can't wing it by looking at a nigga's nose structure. It's not that easy. Believe me when I tell you. So everybody deserves the right to claim whatever the fuck they want to claim. It doesn't matter what land you on. Because if I pop you in the head right now, nigga, we bury you in America, you're a fucking American. So what's the difference between me saying that my great grandfather was a fucking American? What the fuck does that got to do with you, my nigga? You know what I'm talking about? And everybody who's been buried in the motherfucking ground ever since have been in the fucking America. All bodies on deck, nigga. All of those bodies is in this ground. God damn it, we American. And not the America that you victimhood, you niggas is always, you know what I mean, running around playing victim or trying to the America was bad to us. No, cocksucker, a Mexim, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There was a land that was here before these cocksuckers pulled up. Get over it. I'm talking about that land. I'm talking about that government. I'm talking about those tribes. I'm talking about all that shit that you niggas don't even take no time to study. But here it is. You trying to cook on this land. You trying to cook your cake on this land. You trying to make it happen on this land. You niggas is navigating this land and you're neglecting the land at the same time. It doesn't make sense. And then you're talking about another land, and when that land sends its people over here, you treat its people like shit. You're not even aligned with them. You don't even have allegiance with them. The most allegiance we got is the shorties that's chasing the Nigerian niggas that buy everything for them. That's as close as a connection to Africa as we have in Black America. Fuck is you talking about? Niggas ain't running around loving up on Africans when they get off the boat. So I don't get it. You talk about the land and you dying for it, but yet the Chinese making it. You don't even got representatives. You niggas ain't even going over there and planting seeds and shit. I don't see no baby showers in Africa. Come on, man. Come on. I never heard of no baby showers in Africa. Niggas is not even going over there to have children. So how much do you love it? Shit, I will go over there and I wouldn't come back, nigga. I would be a fucking cat. I would be a stowaway. You know what I mean? I would be a stowaway. I would just be having mad wives with mad kids on mad land, building up mad agriculture and tapping into all of that. So I don't be getting it. Excuse me. I mean, real talk. Like, I just don't get it. Pardon me. But I do know that everybody's here, though. Fuck what I don't know. I do know that everybody's right here. Right here. And they won't fight for anything here, utilizing the excuse of, oh, we came here and changed. Oh, we don't got, it don't got nothing to do with over here. We got to go back, brother. It's about home. Wakanda forever. No, nigga. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. The idea is you God anywhere that you at. You from the whole, you from every corner of this planet that can find evidence of you. You've roamed this whole planet and planted your seed and built empires and kingdoms and roamed this earth. You've been doing this for billions of years. You've been doing this for billions of years. So the whole thing about getting caught up in that whole past sequence will never be again is fruitless. It's fruitless. It doesn't mean anything. Unless you niggas got the D-Wave machine and you could come to me and show me that you have mastered time travel and we could go back and experience some shit 100,000, 10,000 when we was riding on horses and shit like that. You know, if you can't show me that, then what are we talking about? We got to talk about right now. We got to talk about today. We got to talk about today. And right now, we in America, what we do, plugged into this shit. I don't hear no plans of everybody relocating. So as far as we know, we're going to die in America. So let's get off of that shit. Let's leave that victimhood. The minute niggas bring up something, we get into this victimhood. It's defeating of us. It doesn't stop with the separation. Stop with you're doing a job for the people who you claim to be your oppressor. Your oppressor. The people who you claim are oppressing you. Some of us are doing the jobs of oppressing our own people for them. That's what I'm seeing. So, you know, we got to get off of that. We got to get off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We have to see the similarities in our goals. We have to see the similarities in working together, utilizing what is called labor, like you just saw on Labor Day, utilizing labor, meaning that we need a workforce. We need some niggas to come together and to put some motherfucking projects on the table and to work on them together, right? Because for the life of me, I can't identify 5 people in this so-called conscious community who have come together and did a project together. You know what I'm talking about? I've seen all of these people on documentaries together. I've seen all of these people on videos together. I've seen all of these people on stages together, but I've never seen them come together and do a project that they completed. I've never seen people come together and bury ego and bury all of these other petty indifferences and actually complete a motherfucking project that won't just benefit their self-interest, that won't just benefit their PayPal account, that won't just benefit their motherfucking purse. They will benefit the people at large who they claim that they have so much love for. Because love is an action, love talks. So I don't know about that. I haven't seen that shit yet. So those are some things, that's a foreseeable future. Those are potentials. Those are potentials that if that were to happen, we will begin to see magic happen. We will begin to see different results happen. We will begin to see all kind of things open up. Possibilities, right? And realities that you're not seeing right now. So paradigm shifters and a whole bunch of other people, red and blue, you know, we're committed. KT the Arch degree. We're going to St. Croix in December, right around the time. Let me pull it up. I got to put that out there as well. That's a special announcement as well. We're going on a healing retreat to St. Croix, the Virgin Islands, right? Red and blue will be in the building. KT the Arch degree will be in the building. And a few other people will be in the building. You know? And yeah, it's gonna be a healing retreat. It's gonna be dealing with KT. He's a vegan chef, so he'll be going in with the vegan food. Let me see. Let's go to his website. And he's gonna be taking the family foraging, right? You know what foraging is? Picking out leaves and picking out food from the wild that you can eat to heal you, that you can eat to nourish you, that you can eat this all around you, so you'll never have to go hungry. You can stop going, you can stop relying on these pharmacopoeia and relying on Western medicine to heal you, right? You don't have to rely on that. You can get yourself some herbs. So the brother's website is KT the Arch degree. That's ktthearchdegree.com. And check them out. I'm on here right now looking for, okay, let me see. Green Life Travel. All right. No, I don't know any Jacobs in St. Croix. Good brother. All right. View the brochure. Yeah, Christian Stead, Frederick Stead, all of them Steads, them. Shout out to the Virgin Islands. My brother was on the Parkway, Eastern Parkway, repping that Virgin Islands yesterday. I saw him flagged up. Shout out to the VI family. You know what I mean? Shout out to the St. Croix, St. Thomas, everybody out there. The return of AA. That's what we call it, AA. The letter AY-AY. Okay, so December 13th to the 22nd. The 13th to the 22nd. It's going to be for a single person, $2,000. A couple is $3,000. Your monthly payments will be $750 for 4 months. Okay, that's the pricing information. Thursday we'll be in St. Croix. Friday we'll be doing some fitness challenging. Saturday farmers market, cooking workshop. Sunday historical walk in the downtown Frederickstead. Lunch. A beach day, the daily fit challenge. We're going to be at Black local businesses on Monday. We're going to get up at 6 a.m. Then we go on herb foraging, lunch in the forest, dinner with daily reflection. Tuesday, lunch, tour of Calandrino Falls, Maroon Ridge. Then we're going to have stories of the griot and dinner. Wednesdays, one-on-ones with KT. Leisure day at the villa. Feel free to cook something or take a dip in the pool. Thursday, lunch, herbal formal workshop. Friday, dinner. We're going to go to the botanical gardens. And then Saturday, sunrise at lunch, and we'll leave at 1:30. All right. So I just ran down the whole damn trip to you. And of course, there'll be other things that we'll be participating or partaking in during that time. But this is going to be a once in a lifetime experience. Going back to the retreats that we've been doing. Brother Blue Pill been going to Shasta Mountains in California. So now we're going to be directing our travel to St. Croix, which is KT's birthplace, and also a place where we've grown up over the years. We lived there for 2 years when we were younger, in our younger years. So yeah, that's what it is. And it's paradise. You feel me? It's definitely paradise, you know. So catch up with us. KTtheArchDegree.com. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin it inside of the chat room so you can visit the page. KT the Arch Degree. Yeah, but there we go. Let me pin it. Yeah, so that's what it is. You know, there's other things to talk about, other things coming up, other dates. Salute from Chicago. We're going to be in the Chicago area as well. I just got the phone call on that this weekend. Salute to Chicago. We're going to be out there for not just a weekend, a few days. So we'll be boots on ground in Chicago, doing workshops, doing some work. We got some community brothers, some young brothers. Shout out to Hypnotic Brass Ensemble. These brothers are world-renowned musicians who travel around America, travel around the world. My bad. They travel around the world, all countries, independent. You know what I mean? These brothers perform and put on and whatnot. And they reached out. They're from Chicago, so they want to do some stuff for Chicago. So that's coming up. Just, you know, we'll give you the date when it is solidified. All right. So yeah. But other than that, you know, I don't know what I mean. It's other things going on, but you know, we dealt with a lot of stuff. I think that might be it for the night. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna have to get back with you. You know. All right. So we're gonna leave y'all with this sacrifice. You know, off the Twin album. Look out for Twin the movie. The premiere is gonna be coming next week. You feel me? We had some people had to go on vacation dealing with the editing. So it was a little pushback. And yeah, we'll be back. Just waiting for this thing here to load up. Let me see. Twin the album. Well, KTtheArchDegree.com. Go to that website. You could get all of the information about the trip to St. Croix. I already gave you the date. So it's already there. I'm going to put it on my YouTube. I mean, on my Instagram one day this week, very soon. So, yeah. All right. But we get back up.
Yeah. I made a sacrifice. I be wide awake while everyone's sleeping. I made a sacrifice. Trying to make sure that my family eat. I made a sacrifice. The money, the hoes, the clothes, the tools. I made a sacrifice, cause that's what a king is supposed to do. I made a sacrifice. I made a sacrifice. I made a sacrifice. I got the appetite for living a lavish life, so I gotta sacrifice. Now you in the afterlife. I need the resources. I'm carrying 3 crosses, cooking like 3 bosses, giving them 3 coffees. You will pay for your sins. You will pay for your sins. Try to play with the twins. Get slayed in the end. We will aim for your top. We get raised in the chin as we raise from the top. We was raised for the win. Jump in the water and rock it. You was just shoot you an octagon, but you be smoking a rock and go. Every Muhammad said not to smoke. With the power to the people, to the power in the needle. With the flowers and gazebos, to the sour in the diesel. They devour one placebos. Trade a fountain for the ego. Trade a mountain for the evil. Trade a tablet for the key. I made a sacrifice. I'll be wide awake while everyone's sleeping. I made a sacrifice, trying to make sure that my family eat. I made a sacrifice, the money, the hoes, the clothes, the tools. I made a sacrifice, cause that's what a king is supposed to do. I made a sacrifice, I made a sacrifice, I made a sacrifice, I made a sacrifice. I got the appetite for living a lavish life, so I gotta sacrifice. Now you in the afterlife. You expect to go to paradise and you ain't made no sacrifice. You moving off some bad advice. Cruising through traffic like the students of the facts of life. Moving like some cats at night, pursuing up the rats and mice. I do it for my appetite to sacrifice. No assistance, don't do chickens, don't be slitting, don't be split. Toes be lifting, jokers missing, no convictions, no specifics. Know the difference, go the distance, no restrictions. Road to riches, go to glistens. All religions, so conventions, no commissions, no provisions. Post for hitting, pole for shifting, wrong decisions. Only system changes, run its course. Famous come across as vain, self-absorbed. The elder law taught me gain, the elder law taught me law.